Hello everyone, welcome to the Spurs News. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel. First of all, we're going to start off with the headlines. We are interested in one of Bournemouth's stars. It is not Callum Wilson, so don't stop the video yet. Alright, and then Barcelona star could be on his way to our team. And then finally, the last one is, could you accept someone forcing you to delete your tweets on Twitter? That's what one of our players did. Alright, as we had said in the headlines, Callum Wilson is not the star that we are interested in. We are reporting about this today. We are reporting about Josh King. Josh King is the player that could be on his way to our team, and Darren Bent had said some great things about that. Now at the Spurs News, we think Josh King is a great player, but that's not a player that we should sign right now. We have other options that are much better than him. Alright, one of our potential players or future players was loaned earlier this season. We talked about him yesterday, Troy Parrott. Troy Parrott has been injured and pulled out of the Irish team. One of Barcelona's prospects is interested or wants to move to the Spurs team, and this is Lucas de Vega. Lucas de Vega wants to move from Barcelona to Tottenham Hotspurs. He is a 20-year-old center midfielder, and he has interest from many teams in the Liga, in the Spanish La Liga. So if he does join the team, he will be part of the youngsters, and then he will make it to the top team or to the first team because of the huge amount of talent we have in midfield right now and the amount of signings that we have made in the recent 2 transfer windows or 3. At the Spurs News, we don't think this is an amazing deal for us. We don't think that we should sign him right now. We don't need such a player. We need someone that's going to be a backup to Harry Kane, and this is an urgent signing that should be made as soon as possible. We talked about this signing yesterday. It's Matt Doherty. He had completed his transfer to Spurs, as you have already seen and known. Many of the people reported that, but the problem is for me that I was saying he's an Arsenal fan, but guess what? He was forced to delete all these tweets that recognize or show that the tweets that show that he is an Arsenal fan, and that was forced. I mean, I don't know if I would delete anything that I had put in or put up in any part of my life, because if that's how I felt at that moment, then let it be. And today I have changed, and this shouldn't be held against me, or I shouldn't be held accountable for. Now let me know what you would do. Would you delete your tweets just because you signed for another or rival team? I would love to hear your opinion about this. Okay, we could be signing the next, let's say, best player in the Netherlands. But the problem is with this player, we could be signing the next star from Ajax. But the problem is this player is on Manchester United's radar, and a lot of people have reported that this deal is already finalized for United. Now, we had said that we don't believe that this deal would be finalized to United, because in Ajax they had reported that, for example, Frankie de Jong was supposed to go to PSG according to the newspapers, but then we saw him end up in Barcelona. And a lot of reports are saying that we are the front runners for this player, Van de Beek. And Donny Van de Beek is a player that we are interested in, but we would have to cough up around £50 million. This is the only reason I don't think he will come to our club. At the Spurs News, we don't think this is going to happen. Let us know what you think, and let's move on. Now, even though we had brought in an amazing right back, now Daniel Levy is not going to let Aurier go on the cheap, and he's not going to bargain or allow the price or his valuation to go down just because he brought in another right back. Now, Daniel Levy is very hard to deal with, and Milan understand and know that. So one of the hardest bargainers in the world of football is Daniel Levy. Every single person knows that already. He has built a reputation for himself. Okay, we're looking to sign a a defender from a relegated side, which is Watford. He surprisingly never played for them, or recently hasn't played for them. He was on loan at Osasuna. He's also a target for Barcelona themselves. So that could give you an impression of how important this defender is. He's 22 years old and his valuation in transfer market is 13.5 million. Now this player is only 22 years old right now and could be a left back. This player we're talking about is Pervis Esporian, and he's Ecuadorian. As I said, he's owned by Watford, but he plays for Osasuna on loan. He had impressed Barcelona, and he would be available for 13.5 million in the transfer market. And Spurs are leading to sign him. Let us know what you think about him. Would you be interested in signing a left back at this point? And would he put Ryan Sessegnon's position in big jeopardy or question mark? We think at the Spurs News he would be a phenomenal adding to the team, and I think Ben Davies would have to be moved on if he does join the club. Okay, 5 things from the game reaction from yesterday, but before we start the game reaction, we're going to talk about All or Nothing that's coming out tomorrow. Tomorrow is the release date of All or Nothing documentary by Amazon. Amazon had put in a special documentary for Spurs, and this comes at a turbulent year that Spurs have had. They've changed managers, they've had Mourinho, the charismatic character, come in and say some bold things such as Dele Alli is a lazy player, or saying that he doesn't trust his right back Aurier, and many other things. So where can we watch this, and when will the episodes be released? They will be released starting from tomorrow and then on September 7th and 14th. So 3 blocks for releasing the All or Nothing documentary. Okay, this series will be exclusively streaming on Amazon Prime Video. So if you don't have Amazon Prime Video, it would be very difficult for you to watch it live or stream it. So what we would recommend, if you know someone that has an Amazon Prime membership, try to get that and log into their account and watch that video. If you don't have it, now you can get a 30-day trial for free and watch the episodes, and then you can cancel your trial. This is just a cheap way of getting access to that series. Let's get to it. The game reaction from yesterday's game. We're going to start off with, we're going to just give you 5 points or talking points of the game. Now, Churkin is a right back that had played yesterday, and a lot of fans were talking about his role, and he had played a very good game yesterday. Namely, a lot of people were saying that he has to play instead of Aurier. Serge Aurier has been a calamity in defense. Serge Aurier is a very impressive character off and on the field, but he is he's a big disaster on the field. Everybody understands and knows that. You don't have to be great at football to understand how bad Aurier is. He has given more penalties than the worst defender in the Premier League. Do you know who that is? David Luiz. Yes, you've guessed that right. Now, moving on. So Churkin is a great plus. Now, Mourinho didn't play with any recognized force or attacking force from the beginning of the game. You know, our top scorers, which are Harry Kane and Heung-min Son, didn't start the game. He did bring on Heung-min Son in the second half, but Harry Kane didn't feature. Now, that being said, that's why the game was almost a deadlock and was going to end with a 0-0. Now, the third point that we have learned is Steve Bergwijn is still a very calm person, even though he had shown that he's very impressive and deserves to start every game that we are playing. The problem is, if I was Steve Bergwijn, I wouldn't understand why I'm not starting the games, and I would be disappointed with Mourinho and wouldn't want to play for the Spurs team. Fourth point and talking point for us here at the Spurs News was, of course, what was the point of playing 2 back-to-back friendlies? We have at the Spurs News analyzed the situation and thought that Mourinho's aim or goal was to find out what is the best starting 11, and also who are the players that he wants to depend on and include in the squad, and which players will he move on which players he will move on for next season or sell or loan out. Now, namely, we're talking about a lot of youngsters that are on the team sheet. The fifth talking point that we want to focus on here at the Spurs News is Eric Dyer. I don't understand how Eric Dyer he missed an open opportunity to score, and why was he wearing the armband? To me, he doesn't deserve to be wearing the armband. He shouldn't be playing center back. He's horrible at that position. His best position is center defensive midfielder. Everybody knows and recognizes that. I don't know why Mourinho is trying to push him to play center back when he knows that he would need someone else better than him to play that position. Which brings us to Tanguy Ndombele and Milan Skriniar. Now, Tanguy Ndombele is an asset that we are still in a saga that we don't understand how it will end. Will he be moved on? Will he be swapped? Will he stay with the club? Now, these are all questions that are very hard to answer because we don't have any indication, reliable source of what is going to happen with him. We do know that Daniel Levy is putting his ego behind him and he wants to make sure that he becomes a success story. At the Spurs News, we think he's a legend that will become legendary status at the Spurs if he stays and Mourinho works out his differences with him. Thank you for watching the Spurs News. I hope you have a great night. Let's spur our way to glory. Spurs News, tracking down every detail. Transfer news, every gossip, every finished move.